Hey, you guys, I am back. Um, so I think I was going through a bad reception area. I told you I was on my way home from New Jersey. But I wanted to come back because, um, in the live, I didn't mean for my live to go like into that direction. It just kind of went in that direction. But I'm coming back because I wanted to talk to y'all guys about Cardi B. Well, I wanted to clear up some things about with the Chef Miller thing. I wanted to talk to you guys about Cardi B. So, um, y'all, my cousin sent me this daggone thing, right? Because like I told you, I was out of town, so I was away yesterday. So she sent me this message. I did not see it till this morning. So the the message said, I do not know why when me and my family members be talking and we have similar topics in common and everything, and we be talking about these people like they our girlfriend, home girls or something like that. So my cousin sent me a message talking about girl Cardi is over in DC with Stephon did right. So she said it like Cardi B was our good girlfriend, and we were supposed to go down there and go get her, right? And so then I seen Tears had posted it too about Cardi B being out with Stephon Diggs. And I just gotta let y'all know what I listen. I don't want to hear Cardi B make no more records about no nigga doing her wrong. Don't make no more. Like the next, whenever you finally do get done with this nigga who is betrothed to everyone, that's another way of saying he for the streets. Now I'm gonna just say betrothed to everyone. Okay, right? We gonna replace that with he's for the streets. When you with a nigga that's betrothed to everyone, you don't come on, and everybody knows it. It's public. Everybody knows it, right? Everybody sees that it's happening. We done already seen you make excuses and justifications for one man you was married to, and then you came out and gave us this "Am I the Drama" shit or whatever the hell the name of the album is, and we went with you on it. We went to the concerts. We paid for the album. We pushed you through social media, and we was trying to champion you on to a new and better way, right? But come on, I mean, did we not doing this again? Cardi B, and I love her. That's my home. That's my good girlfriend in my head, just like Carlissa. But Cardi B better not make not one more album about no goddamn nigga doing her wrong. You did it with Offset. We endorsed it. I will purchase an album. I will support you in a tour that don't got nothing to do with you making songs about a nigga doing you wrong, right? I don't want to hear that shit no more. You don't get no more sympathy from us on that. Okay? Because right now this nigga done did this shit out open in the public. So we gotta feel like you okay with the way he's moving, what he's doing. So then don't come back to us like 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids from now, telling us that this nigga done you so bad and all the depression that you had gone through. And I ain't telling you don't go through it. I ain't saying that can't end up being your experience. What I'm saying is we don't want to hear it. We do not want to hear Cardi come tell us nothing more else about another no good ass nigga that she done got herself involved with. This one is far worse than Offset. She should have just kept the one she had. And nobody would give her the advice to say with Offset. But guess what? We are now, after we done seen what she done picked after Offset, because this is terrible. Oh my lord. I don't know what she couldn't even come out and make a statement for the man to say that she believed that he did not do any of the things that he was accused of doing. She couldn't even come out and make a statement and say that she believed that the girl was lying about their relationship or not like that. She came out and spoke on the behalf of the hair braider, not on the behalf of the baby daddy. And so if that says to me, you know he's into the foolishness. And at this point, this is saying to the public, you are okay with the foolishness. With Offset, you tried to keep it secret from the public. You was lying for him. Like you suing somebody else for lying, Cardi, on you. but you was lying for about stuff he was doing. I'm just saying. Like Cardi is suing people for lying on her. But she was up in this press lying to us about what Offset was doing. And I ain't saying that she needed to give us no justification. I'm just saying they both kind of was liars. You can't call Tasha K a liar and don't say Cardi B wasn't no liar. Because Cardi B was lying. Because some of that, a lot of that stuff that Tasha K was saying about Offset, it was the truth. It was only two particular things that she didn't tell the truth on. And that's the two things that Cardi went after her on. She didn't go after her on the other things. But she came out here to this public to try to deny some of this shit. Then we got to remember that situation that happened with them goddamn two strippers that was supposed to have been messing with Offset, and Cardi had, it was an altercation, something popped off with that. We don't want to hear any more Cardi sob stories. You can sob Cardi. Talk to your homegirls. Talk to your people in private. Go see a therapist. Do all of that. But do not deliver us no another album talking about this nigga and think we want to buy it or sell this shit. Like you're gonna sell it. Like we're gonna buy it. Like we want to be a part of this. Maybe some of them body gang people is gonna do it, but not none of us do who have no sense. We championed you on in that first go round because we felt like you were on your way to something better. And we was trying to encourage you to something better. But it seemed like that only encouraged you to pick worse. I don't know how you went and made a song called Safe and for this nigga. Are you serious? And the only way, listen, y'all, we could all be wrong. The only way I could see you doing all that is if you okay with all of this crap he's doing. If you okay with it, if you know it don't seem like to me you was okay, Cardi, because at the Super Bowl you was kind of a little mad. You was a little mad at the Super Bowl. You seemed like you was mad about something. I don't know if you was mad when he was playing with you the week before or 2 weeks before when y'all got up on that field after they won the game that took them to the Super Bowl, and or I don't know if it was after or before. I know at some point during that game, he had got down like on his knee as if he was going to propose to her. And then I think he got on his knee and then like picked something up. Like this nigga plays in your face. He plays in your face. He plays with you. He like makes you look crazy in front of people. So I don't know if that's what she was mad about. Some of the people had rumors she was mad because it was supposed to be a proposal at the Super Bowl, and then that didn't end up happening. Then the people were saying that he was mad with her because she decided to get on stage with on the Super Bowl stage with Bad Bunny after they was losing, they was doing so poorly and bad. But Cardi was mad before they even went on the field and made the first kick. So I'm inclined to believe that it is something that made her mad. I don't know if it was the whole like I said, the fake out on the proposal or what when he got on his knee. But we don't want. Hey, you guys. Hopefully, you guys are back. I don't know if I would. I had got a phone call. So I don't know if it was that whole fake out that made her mad. I don't know if it was a proposal. Some people say it was about his guest list for the Super Bowl. I don't know. And listen, Mila got mad at him about his guest list for Art Basel. So maybe her and him had a similar altercation than him and Mila had. Mila got mad about Art Basel. Cardi might have got mad at the Super Bowl guest list. I don't know, but Cardi was clearly mad when them people asked Cardi if she had some words to Stephon prior to him getting on that Super Bowl field. She's like, good luck, and waved her hand on and waved him on. Like good luck, really, but not for real. Like I'm saying good luck, but I really don't mean good luck. Like I really hope you lose. Like I really hope y'all don't win. Like that is the type of position that Cardi had at the Super Bowl. So I don't know. We don't want find something else to rap about, Cardi. Find something else to rap about. Find something else for these people who are featuring with you to sing about. We don't want to hear nothing more about your bad relationship choices. We don't want to hear. Like, you gonna have to just do like I don't know, go back to rapping about sex and I don't know what else. Maybe make some rhymes about your kids because you do great job taking care of them, and I don't know, something else other than this. We don't want to hear no more albums, no more songs. We aren't supporting any more paraphernalia that has anything to do with you and your bad relationship choices. That we don't got no more sympathy for that. We're gonna be like, girl, you already knew. That's it. That's all we got for that. Now, I wanted to make a couple corrections really quick. I'm not going to be on here long, but I wanted to make a couple of corrections about this stuff with Chef Miller. So, now, when I was watching the trial, y'all, I was working because y'all know when I'm listening to this stuff, I be working too. So there was a few times during the trial that I might have had to mute, step away, and then turn it back on or whatever. So I don't know if I had ended up getting a call or not on how I missed this, but I wanted to come back and say, so when Sonny, the chief of staff for Stefan, was testifying, remember I was saying in the timeline that they showed a video that had Sonny testify to that her and Stefan left out the house at the same time. Like I said, that was somewhere between like 9 and 10 in the morning. So way before 10. So probably like 9 and 9:30, because I think she said she had a hair appointment at 10. So she had to have traveling time to get there. So they left out at the same time, right behind each other. And he was in the Maybach, she was in the Porsche. The video shows them leaving out behind each other. Stefan first, and then Sonny. So then after that occurred, or at least that's what we were told. We were told Sonny was in the Porsche. We were told that Stefan was in the Maybach. And I'm saying that because there's still some room for ambiguity. Okay? Because she is testifying and telling us that she was in the Porsche and that Stefan was in the Maybach. I'm inclined to believe that, right? So then in the afternoon, when they show the video, Sonny testifies and says, I remember coming back in on the part that she said she think it was dark. And when she said that, I thought that's when she was talking about, originally, I thought that she was talking about Stefan coming back to the house. It was dark when he came back to the house. Well, it was fall. And in addition to it being fall, up there in here in Baltimore, we have the same thing. But over in Massachusetts and stuff, it can get really like overcasted, foggy. During the fall and the winter, once that late daylight savings thing go back, it can start to get dark as early as 3:30, right? Most of the time, I'm somewhere around 4 o'clock. But around 3:30, especially like as you going, like I said, further up north, like that, it can start getting dark earlier. And so when she said that it was dark or getting dark, then I thought that that's all they got from her. I didn't know that they did show a video of the Maybach coming back to the house, right? So they did show a video. I went back to go look at the testimony because I wanted to be certain, because I knew there were certain pieces that I had missed because I was working while I was listening to it. So I wanted to go back and listen to Sonny's testimony, and then that had me go back and listen to Mila's testimony. I haven't finished the whole thing yet, Mila's testimony, but it had me go back and listen to hers because I'm like, okay, if I missed that piece when Sonny was testifying, maybe I did miss some of the pieces on Mila's testimony too. So I wanted to make sure I was coming back and correcting it, and especially because for the purposes of the timeline for that day. So the video was shown in Sonny's testimony of her and Stefan leaving the pad. Then it shows a video that is a 3:40 of Stefan returning to the house, right? Now we know she said Stefan came in the house. This is what Sonny said. Stefan came in the house. He spoke to her. It wasn't no conversation, no chit chat, none of that. He spoke. Then she assumes that he went to go like talk, see his brother, because his brother was in the house. I think he had a couple of other friends, she said, in the house. Another friend was on the way. And so she assumed that that's where he went to go, right? Once he came in the house and went upstairs. So, but it was 3:40 on the video when the car pulls back in front of the house. So we know that then the next thing that gives an account for where he is in the house is when the hydration therapist shows up. They give him the IV. That was scheduled for 4:50. The hydration therapist confirms that she arrived at 4:50. So she and the hydration therapist goes up to his room in order to give him the treatment, because this is where he gets the massage in his room and he gets the IV treatment in his room. So and where he was coming from practice, I assume, because it was in season. So he was coming from practice and he came in at 3:40. So I went through a great deal of Mila's direct exam. I haven't finished it, but I went through a great deal of it. But Mila testified that the incident occurred somewhere around 3-ish. Now, I don't know what 3-ish is, but she says 3-ish, right? And so she says that the altercation happened approximately 10 minutes because they asked her to like just guess a time. She initially was like, I'm not sure, like I a few minutes. And so they were like, well, guess like a time, give us a time. And so she said maybe like 10 minutes. And so she tells them that the whole altercation happened about 10 minutes. But then there was something else. So Mila says that her and Stefan got into an argument. I mean, while they were involved in the argument, and then he told her that she was going to have to leave the house. And this is after they have the rumble, according to her, right? He tells her, well, you're going to have to leave the house. I don't want anybody in here while I'm going to Art Basel. You're going to have to leave. And so Mila asks him, well, how am I supposed to get where I'm going? Like, and he basically tell her the same way you always get there. Like, basically, like, you know who makes your reservations. You know who to go to make a reservation so you can go where you need to go. You don't need to ask me that crazy question. So the response to that was to Sonny. In Sonny's testimony, I don't recall her mentioning anything about Mila texting her, asking her if she, I don't know if Mila asked her, can you book my flight, or did you book my flight to Atlanta? But some kind of way, that before Mila goes down to talk to Sonny, there is a text where Mila texts Sonny to ask about booking the flight. That is something that Mila says her and Stefan was discussing in the room after this tussle happened. After he let her go, let her know you got to get a flight out of here. Nobody's staying here while I'm at Art Basel. Then she asked him, well, how am I supposed to get out of here? And he tells her the same way you always, basically, you book your flight with Sonny, that's who do it. She sent her a text message. That part is consistent with the story that Mila is telling. It is consistent. There is a text message at 4:11. So he comes into the house at 3:40. And then by 4:11, she's texting Sonny to ask about this flight. What would spark her to ask Sonny that at 4:11 when her and Stefan had been having a text war from the morning? It stopped by the afternoon, but they was having a text war in the morning. And why wouldn't Mila have asked Sonny, or why wouldn't we have seen some kind of message directing Sonny to book the flight for her? Between her and Stefan, right? But Mila says that Stefan tells her this while he's in the room. After they have this altercation, and then they arguing about, well, what's next? Well, what's going to happen next? What you going to do next? So that sounds consistent, because if you think about the time, it probably took him after he pulled into the driveway. He probably was in the house somewhere between 3:42 and 3:45. And then he comes in, goes upstairs. Sonny assumed, or according to her testimony, that he went to go talk to his brother and his other peeps or whatever. We didn't see his brother come testify and say, yeah, he came to talk to me. He was in there with me for 20 minutes. We didn't see the homeboy come testify and say, yeah, he came to talk to me. He was in there with me for 20 minutes. No, the next thing we see is this message at 4:11 from Mila asking about her travel arrangement. That's why I'm telling y'all, even with me and inserting in the timeline and going back and looking and seeing, yes, they did show him coming back that evening at 3:40. I'm still inclined to believe that there was some type of altercation occurred. At the least, they had some kind of face-to-face conversation. But the way that they were going back and forth on those text messages, and especially now that we've seen some more text messages, I'm inclined to believe that one of them got aggressive with the other one, and it led to them being in a tussle with each other. And then they come to this final conclusion of, okay, you still gonna have to go. At the end of the day, you still gotta leave here because I don't want nobody here while I'm gone. And so then she messages Sonny to book the flight to Atlanta. And then maybe she did go downstairs and say to Sonny, did you book my flight to Atlanta? Sonny never gave us no kind of instructions on why she was booking that flight to Atlanta. She says, she mentions in her testimony, she booked the flight to Atlanta, but how did you do that? Who told you to do that? Where did that come from? Where did the instruction to book the flight from Atlanta come from? It didn't come from Stefan. Stefan didn't tell you book Mila a flight to Atlanta because you didn't tell us that. You said that Mila came downstairs and asked you, did you book my flight? And you told her yes. So that means you had to have some prior instruction. That prior instruction came from that 4:11 p.m. text message that Mila sent to Sonny asking her to book it. That to me, that falls within the timeline of what they say the alleged event occurred. That Stefan had nobody else to come in and testify from the time he came in the house and he hit the garage at 3:40, maybe at least made it in the house by 3:45. From 3:45 until 4:50, there is a gap of time missing. There's nobody else that was in the house with them. The people who Sonny alleged he probably went to go talk to didn't come testify and say, yeah, he came to talk to me. They just got Sonny suggesting that he probably went to go talk to these people. Well, where are these people? I'm sure they should have been willing to come testify and say they was talking to you during this time period. But we have this text message, a 4:11 text message coming from Mila asking about her flight being booked. Why didn't Mila ask her that earlier in the day? She knew she was going to need to leave. So why didn't she ask earlier in the day? Probably because maybe Mila thought Stefan might come back and then some kind of way change his mind. I don't know. And then she'd be able to attend the event. But maybe she realized after them going back and forth, hey, he's not going to take me now. I'm still not going. I'm still not attending with everyone. So now I gotta do it. Now he's here. He's telling me in my face to make sure I make the arrangement to get out of here for the weekend. I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. Even with them showing the video confirms he arrived back at the house 3:40 p.m. that evening. Mila says the incident happened somewhere around 3-ish. But what lets her know approximately the time that the situation was over with was the text message that she sent to Sonny about booking the flight. And that was part of the back and forth conversation between her and Stefan when they were face to face. That is what Mila testified to. And based on that text message, that sounds consistent with the time frame, because otherwise, if there had been some other communications, she could have had Sonny arrange those things in the morning. She would not have waited until after Stefan returned to the house in the evening to ask Sonny about her flight arrangement. That question about her flight arrangement did not come until 4/11. So, like I said, there was some type of there was some kind of face-to-face contact. There was, I believe that there was some type of altercation occur. I don't know which one of them might have been the initiator. Maybe Mila did get more hurt in the process, not hurt to the extent where she over exaggerated the hurt, but hurt, maybe hurt. You get a little, feel like you got a crook in your neck. I don't know what she had, but I don't know what she had, if she had anything at all. But she should had probably, after she went and filed that police report, she probably should have took herself to get like some imaging or something. I don't know. I don't know if she did that, but she probably should have took herself to go get some imaging to make sure, especially because she knew she didn't have no marks on her. So she probably should have took herself to get some imaging, see if she needed some kind of physical therapy or something. But I really think that because of the way that Mila was emphasizing that she went to go make a police report, I guess she didn't realize that it was going to make it to him being charged with this. I think she was really making the police report with the purposes for her to try to get those back wages. Because in case they ask her, well, did you file, when she has to tell the story about her requesting the money from him that he owed her, that altercation would be part of the story. And then if she's asked, well, did you file a police report? She probably feels like if she didn't file one, no one will believe her. So she more than likely probably initially went to the police station to file an incident report, thinking the police is just going to take the report, and not realizing that then in the end it led to him having an arrest. Because it seems like the communications that she shared since the trial ended, that she really wasn't expecting it to lead to all of what it ended up leading to. But then after it did, she was saying, I'm not taking it back, because then that's making me look like I'm a liar. I'm not lying. So why would I take it back? I think she was really trying to make the police report so that when she went to go try to file the claim to get her money, that then when they ask her about the events leading up to her asking for her money, then she can show that, yes, I did file a complaint with the police about this incident. I tried many ways to try to get my money, my back money. So I do think that the back money was more important than the actual physical altercation for her. I think that she wasn't willing to back down, though, from that there was a physical altercation. But I think that the back money she's claiming that he owed her for wages, I think that was what she was filing an incident report for, so that she would have it documented that she filed it, and then it ended up spiraling into some charges. Now another thing I wanted to clear up. So y'all, while I was listening and working, y'all, I am human, okay? So I make errors. While I was working and listening, okay, I told y'all that girl was making $2,000 a month, okay? Because that's what I thought she said. But what she was saying was he hadn't paid her for a month. I heard $2,000. And then I heard her say he hadn't paid her for the whole month. Y'all, he was paying the girl $2,000 a week. So that if it's 4 weeks, it ends up being $8,000 a month. I heard that shit all wrong. So I wanted to come back and make sure I corrected that. And I corrected the thing about the timeline in the video of him returning to the house. It was, the defense team did include that in Sonny's testimony. It's showing him arriving back at the house at 3:40 p.m. that evening. So that's all I wanted to come back and tell y'all. That's what I wanted to wrap up with y'all. But yeah, we don't want to hear no more sub records from Cardi. Next record you come out with, we want to hear sex, 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 sex. Get the money from these niggas, and maybe something about your children. We don't want to hear no more how somebody did you wrong. We ain't trusting nothing you say about no nigga making you feel safe, secure, or none of that. We want you to do is just go back to what you was originally doing before, sell the sex and all of that stuff, because we don't want to hear no more of these sob stories. On that note, you guys, I am out of here for today. I will probably come back and talk to y'all tomorrow when we see what's the news for tomorrow. And y'all have a great rest of your Mother's Day. I gotta run down to Upper Marlboro to attend the event. So I will talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.